Join us at Women of Courage and celebrate the achievements of women. Hi, this is Gloria Lee again. I hope you're having a great day. We're back again to have a discussion on the word change. Last time, we did not have enough time to discuss part two of the article, Bringing Change into Your Life. We shall do so during this show. It is important to understand the dynamics of change and how this force is expressed in our lives. When we attempt any endeavor involving change, there is a constant dialogue going on inside of us. We encourage ourselves. We tell ourselves to hold on, not to give in. Tomorrow will be better. This internal dialogue is necessary because it encourages us, it makes us feel better, and it makes us feel that all the suffering and embarrassment we go through is worth it. Now we shall begin the article, Bringing Change into Your Life, Part 2. No one just changes. Who changes themselves on command? Changes are made incrementally, small adjustments over time. Everywhere you look, there are crutches to changes. If you want to stop smoking, purchase nicotine gum. If you want to lose weight, purchase a diet supplement. People are taught they have to use something outside themselves to aid them in changing. In other words, people cannot change without the help of someone else or without the help of something else. People are impeded from changing because they are conditioned to believe changing is difficult based on someone else's experience, and our failures are reinforced in comparison. Yet when mankind is faced with danger, mankind changes. Danger is now staring women in the face in this country, and women must change. Children are being raped in their homes by strangers. Children are being abducted from their bedrooms by strangers. Children are being abducted while playing, and sex offenders are not afraid of being caught. Sex offenders are entering the home at night and raping and killing women. Rapists are hunting women for sport. What we are saying is, note your behavior and change. Once you grasp this concept, then you will understand what we mean when we say women must change. There are men out there dedicated to making money using the bodies of women, and we have to stop them. When this country went to war with Japan and Germany, women changed. There were no crutches, women just changed. They stepped up to the plate and they changed. The country was at war, so women changed. Our children are now endangered, so women must change. Women have to stop walking around like they're asleep. Consider this. There are men sitting and watching and waiting to see what women do every day. There are men who sit and watch what women do with media information, and there will be men watching to see what women will do after reading this book. Many of you may say that that is okay. We expect men to question our views, and we expect men to be interested in what women think. Men are not interested in what you think. Consider this. The men who are sitting and watching and waiting to see what you do every day are sexual predators, murderers, and rapists. Now what is your response? Now you may respond to me by saying, what does a sexual predator care what women do or think? Sexual predators vote. Did you hear me? I said sexual predators vote. They do not all live on Skid Row. Most sexual predators live next door to someone. Most sexual predators are married and they vote. Did it not occur to you that rapists and sex offenders vote? That means they can be jurors. These men are only excluded from voting in some states after they have been convicted of a sex offense. But there are states that allow felons to vote. And not all sex offenders or rapists have been incarcerated. Not all sex offenders are in prison. If you compare the number of rapes reported per year and the number of convictions, that number will tell you, that difference will tell you not all rapists are in prison and not all rapists have ever been arrested. There are sexual predators in all walks of life, participating in every profession. There are medical doctors who are sexual predators, and there are newscasters who are sexual predators. Who do you think is consuming all of the young children and women being exploited in this country? These men are sitting quietly watching what women do. They know more about what women do than you do. Sexual predators have one goal, and that goal is the humiliation and the consumption of women. Anything that impedes this goal has to be thwarted. They are watchers of women. Now we have a question for you. How many rapists, molesters, and sexual predators do you think are living in this country? Do you have any idea? What if we say there are well over 3 million sexual abusers in this country? Now, what is your response? We're not talking about batterers. We're talking about sexual abusers, and they are not all incarcerated. They are living next door to you. In fact, some of them are living in your home, and some of them are your employer. Now, I want you to think for a second. Remember that young woman who was raped in the fraternity house so many years ago? Who do you think raped her? And what do you think happened to the man who raped her? What happened was he went on and received his degree. He probably got a master's. The man who raped that young woman was probably hired by one of the Fortune 500 companies and is now working an excellent job. Do you think he has mended his ways? Connect the dots. Now think of this. What better way to impede the progress of women than voting against women? Women are being murdered in this country every day. Again, I say, what better way to impede the progress of women than voting against them? Women are being murdered in this country every day. Unless you want to find yourself in a wooded area with a man standing over you, shoving his penis down your throat, then you must change. Do not delude yourself into thinking these things happen to someone else. Murder can happen to any woman, anywhere, anytime. Murder can happen to all women. One rapist we studied carried a sack of bricks around and used these bricks to bash women in the head. He was a slight man. Apparently, he doubted his physical strength, so he used the bricks to subdue his victims. Another rapist rode around the city on a bicycle, carrying a plastic container of gasoline on the handle of his bike. After he raped and murdered his victims, he used the gasoline to destroy evidence. He raped and murdered 4 women between the year September 9th, 1995 and March 27th, 1996. While the police were looking for him, he was riding around the neighborhood on his bike in plain sight. Now I want you to count the months. Between December 13th, 1937 and February 1938, thousands of Chinese women were raped during the occupation of Japan. Between 300,000 to 500,000 women and children were raped and murdered. Their bodies were buried, burned, or thrown in the Yangtze River. The Japanese did not have crematoriums like the Germans. In Korea, 30,000 women were taken by Japanese soldiers. Later, Japan lied about the practice. They had the audacity to call the women comfort women. In Rwanda, from 250,000 to 500,000 Tutsi women were raped, massacred, and subjected to all types of brutality. Sexual violence is the favorite tool of men against women. The link between gender based hate and sexual violence is clear. No woman is immune to violence, including immigrants. Do you think these men are going to act any differently once they land on our soil and are allowed to vote? Just who do you think are raping the young women in Mexico? Mexico is a regular feeding ground for men. Take a look around you, ladies. Only the Marines fight for freedom. The rest of the world, men are fighting for servitude. Niger men routinely rape and beat their women and sisters. If a man was raped and beat his sister in Niger, what do you think he's going to do once he arrives on American soil? Do you think this man is going to say to himself, "Oh, I'm no longer a rapist because I became an American citizen. I believe in the rights of women"? In other words, he takes a boat ride from Niger to here, and now he is an advocate of women's rights. Did you know that some Haitians and Africans have imported children to this country and they've used these children as slaves? Imagine importing slaves to America after we fought one of the most horrendous wars in this country over slavery. And these people have the audacity to import children to act as slaves in their home. Is that not a slap in the face? Another question for you. Do you really believe that a rapist becomes inactive after you turn the television on? We are at war, ladies. We are in the same position we were in 1920, except now we have an entire industry dedicated to turning women into empty-headed sex objects. You must change. After you change, we suggest you write Congress, all members, and demand that they increase the budget of the United States Justice Department. Tell them we want more FBI agents hired in each state dedicated to eradicating the sexual abuse of women and children all over this country. Please write, ladies. We want hundreds and hundreds of qualified FBI agents until we get this problem solved. Forcing a woman or child into sexual slavery is a violation of his or her constitutional rights. We want pimps incarcerated, never to be seen again. Do not take no for an answer. You have more power than you think. Never let someone tell you what you can and cannot do. I'm going to pause for a second because the next part of this involves an exercise. Now I would like for you to go into your bathroom where the light is the harshest, close the door, and stand before the mirror and look at yourself. Do this exercise when you are alone so no one will interrupt you and you will not feel constrained. I want you to stand there until you calm down. Then I want you to look at the person in the mirror and ask yourself, who am I? You should be able to answer this question in 5 sentences. The next question I want you to ask yourself is, why am I afraid? The third question I want you to ask yourself is, what will happen to my children if someone murders me? When you finish looking at yourself and answering these questions, I want you to start your quest toward change. Your mirror conversation is for you and no one else, including your best girlfriend. Many people have a habit of dwelling too much on the same negative thoughts and there is no outward physical manifestation associated to them. It's just negative thinking, like I'm so depressed. Oh, I hate my job. I just can't do it. Oh, I hate being fat. How do you break a bad habit when it's entirely in your mind? Instead of trying to resist the negative thought pattern, you can learn the technique to redirect your negative thoughts. Take the energy out of the thought. Rechannel it into a positive thought. The little mental conditioning, whenever the negative thought occurs, your mind will automatically flow into the linked positive thought. If you are to survive, you must face the day and change. Life is not for the weak and faint at heart because they live each day in terror and fear of what might happen. You do not have to be one of those sheep who is destroyed by the snare and the traps of the mind. Take control and will your life into existence. You do this by feeding your mind new information, changing friends who are toxic in your life. Taking advice from someone doing just as bad as you is a form of following. If you're going to follow a black man or a black woman, make certain he or she is a man or woman of integrity and character, not one with a big butt, a loud mouth, and a face for the woman or man. There is nothing more pathetic to see a reformed woman in church begging God to forgive her sexual transactions while her son languishes in prison and her daughter walks the street because of their mother's neglect, lack of courage, and belief in self. Rather than sitting in church begging, men and women should stand up, get a job, and go save your children. You are never too old to change. You are to change the way you think, to change the way you live. When you read, you take your life in a new direction. Your business, your health, your education, and your family's future are affected by the decisions you make every day. Rash thinking can create more and more problems where finally you cannot extricate yourself from the situation. Calm, cool-headed thinking, on the other hand, protects your mental health, allowing you to make better decisions. Your future depends on the decisions you make. Every moment somewhere in the world, things are changing and you must change with the world. Develop power in your mind by reading some of the books that we suggest to you. The author went to great lengths to give you information to help you build self-esteem, how to restore your faith in yourself, and how to stop negative thinking. Wake up the dreams inside of you once more. Develop a plan to realize these dreams and let no one tell you you cannot succeed. Forget yesterday, embrace today, and look forward to tomorrow. You will find only pain living in the past. Tell yourself you choose to receive all that life has to offer you. You're going to go out, meet new people, eat new food, and travel to places you have never seen before. Your success is determined by what you are willing to stop doing. The difference between an ordinary person and a person that prospers is the ordinary man thinks of many things. The success and prosperous man thinks of only one thing. He is focused. Let go of yesterday and let go of the past and work solely toward future goals. Develop your mind. An uncommon dream will bring an uncommon enemy. As bad as it sounds, some of your relatives do not want to see you succeed. So, when an uncommon enemy appears in your life, that signifies change. An enemy is assigned to discourage you, to distract you. Identify the enemy, but do not advertise him. When the enemy appears, you know you are close to succeeding. Act like it is a parade. Celebrate an enemy. For the next season, you shall succeed.
What we need to focus on now is bringing positive energy into the world. The energy that we project every day is the same energy that we get back. We've all seen those people that can walk into a room and they glow. People want to be around them. People feel better being in their presence. That's the energy that we need to create. And once we learn how to do this, our life will be filled with greatness. We will attract that positive energy. And how we do this is by changing our outlook, leading every day with gratitude, thankfulness, optimism. And once you do this, you will see the change. I want you to take a moment and close your eyes. Think about everything positive in your life. Family, friends, a career, your faith. All of this is how you start your day. Every morning you wake up, I want you to think about what is positive in your life. I want you to list 10 reasons of why your life is amazing. And once you do this, you will see the change. You will be the change. You will begin to attract life's blessings. Lead with gratitude. Be thankful. And think positive. Life is too short for you to be unhappy. Life is too short for you to surround yourself with anything but positivity. And that's what we need to talk about now, dealing with toxic people. Now, we can't change all of our relationships, but we can change some. Some of us might come from families that are not supportive, and some of us come from families and have friends that are very supportive. And that's what we need to figure out now. Who is helping you? Who truly supports you as a person? Who wishes you all the success in the world? Those are the people you need to be around. Those are the people you need to stay connected with. I want you to think about 5 people that you talk to or hang out with the most. Of those 5 people, how many of them are positive influences on your life? How many of those people are helping you build the foundation to your success? And for the people who are not, are you willing to cut them out of your life? Is it worth having people around you that don't believe in you? Positive thoughts attract positive outcomes. And until you can change who you let around you and how much they influence you, you will continue down the same path. But the time is now. You can no longer let negative influences impact your goals. Your new chapter starts right now. Think about the positive people. Think about building with them, connecting with them, because they will be the positive influence that you need to help succeed in your life. They will be the driving force for you to live your best life. Having a goal or a plan to accomplish something isn't enough. You need to dig deeper than that. You need to tap into your subconscious to begin to reprogram your mind. And you do this through positive affirmations. Short statements that you repeat every day, regardless of your goal, how big or little. Whether your goal is to make more money, be a better boyfriend or girlfriend, or find a better job, whatever your goal is, You need to come up with short, positive statements about that goal and repeat it each morning. Start by doing this for 5 minutes. And once you begin to do this, you will start to see how the subconscious and conscious mind can work together. You have the potential to do amazing things. And through positive affirmations, you start to build that confidence. Think of all the goals that you've made in the past. Think about the mindset you were in at that moment. It was one of confidence and control. I will be successful in my job. I will make my next promotion. I will meet the love of my life. These are words of affirmation. Now tell me, what are your words? I think one thing we can all agree on is how important it is to find time in your life to grow with your personal development, your hobbies, with your profession, to step outside of your routine to explore. We cannot grow. We cannot expect change unless we are willing to try something new. And that's what I want you to focus on right now. Are you willing to step outside of your comfort zone? Are you willing to try something new regardless of the outcome? Because even when you try, and you might not succeed, you still grow from the experience. That's what life is about. Being comfortable even when you're not comfortable. And I promise you, once you start to take those chances, you will begin to attract new opportunities into your life. But trust me, this step is never easy. But what you need to focus on is the end result. Are you content with staying the same, or are you looking for growth? Are you looking for change? Are you looking for opportunity? If you are, this is how you do it. You need to grow. Today, I choose love. From my past, my future, to my family and friends, I choose love. With everything we've got going on in the world today, all the hate and negativity, love is all we have, and it's all we need. If you can start each day with love, you will watch your world change. But the time is now to forgive, to forget, to move on. Do this and your perspective will change. If I know one thing, I would rather live in a world with love and openness than a world full of pain. And it's our choice to believe in something bigger than us. One world, one people, one love.
The question is, what do you see when you look in the mirror, and what do you see in your mind? We're going to discuss self-image and confidence. Self-image is how you see yourself. This may be how you see yourself physically, or your opinion of who and what you are, which is normally called self-concept. It is important as it affects your self-esteem and confidence. Your self-image includes what you think you look like, how you see yourself personally, what kind of person you think you are, what you believe others think of you, how much you like yourself or you think others like you, the status you feel you have. What does self-image have to do with self-esteem? Self-esteem is how you feel about yourself. Image is about how you see yourself and how you believe others see you. They are closely connected because if you have a poor opinion of yourself, your self-esteem will be low. You need to read books that will show you how to feel good about yourself. If you're having problems with relationships, it could be your self-image. Image has to do with perception. How you see yourself is vital because this will affect your behavior, your thinking, and how you relate to others. People respond to you either positively or negatively according to how confident you are. Your confidence in relationship depends on the image you have of yourself. Consequently, you should concentrate on improving your communication skills. By doing this, you are self-assured that you are communicating with people correctly. How you see yourself is often different from how others see you. Your view of yourself is shaped by your unique thoughts and beliefs, and you will have a distorted view. You will see yourself in a positive or negative way according to your level of self esteem. You may have a negative view of yourself, and if so, you are probably highly critical of yourself. Here's a good question. How do you improve your self esteem and confidence? You want to increase your self confidence at work, in your daily life, or improve your relationships? First, list things you like about yourself. Include your appearance, your personality, and your skills. Now you need to change negative thoughts into positive thoughts by focusing on the positive aspects of yourself, forgetting the negative things that happen to you. Remember the compliments that people have given you and note them down. You should pay close attention to whether your view of yourself is accurate and why you see yourself the way you do. Changes that will help you. For example, your clothes, your appearance, your hairstyle, and your behavior. Accept things about yourself that are true and learn about them in a positive manner. If you wear a size 8 shoe, you wear a size 8 shoe. There's nothing you can do about it. So accept it. Make certain that you get exercise so you will look and feel better. Take yourself less seriously and lighten up. Accept criticism constructively so you can move forward and improve yourself. Don't be limited by your internal image. Step outside of it and break free. It does not have to control you or keep you down. Acting differently will change how others respond toward you and will help change your attitude toward yourself and your abilities. Take on challenges positively and surprise yourself. Read inspiring books such as You Are the Prophet of Your Life and Women of Courage. You are only limited by your efforts and your confidence. Believe in yourself. Now, what about a positive self image and self esteem? What is a self image? Self-image is the idea, conception, or mental image one has of oneself. Self-esteem, respect, or favorable image of oneself. Self-image is how you perceive yourself. It is a number of self-impressions that have built up over time. What are your hopes and dreams? What do you think and feel? What have you done throughout your life and what did you want to do? These self images can be very positive, giving a person confidence in their and actions, or negative, making a person doubtful of their capabilities and ideas. Surprisingly, your self image can be very different from how the world sees you. Some people who outwardly seem to have it all, intellect, looks, personality, and financial success, may have a bad self image. Conversely, others who have had a very difficult life and multiple hardships may also have a very positive self image. Some believe that a person's self image is defined by events that affect him or her doing well or not doing well in school or relationships. Others believe that a person's self image can help shape those events. There is probably some truth in both schools of thought. Failing at something can certainly cause one to feel bad about oneself, just as feeling good about oneself can lead one to a better performance on a project. But it cannot be denied that your self image has a very strong impact on your happiness, and your outlook on life can affect those around you. If you project a positive self image, people will be more likely to see you in a positive, capable person. However, it is important that your self image be both positive and realistic. Having a self image that is unrealistic can be a drawback, whether the self image is negative or positive. Sometimes having an occasional negative thought or criticism about oneself can encourage change, hard work, growth, and success. Sometimes having too positive an image of oneself can encourage complacency, underachievement, and arrogance. Finding the balance between feeling positive about oneself and having realistic goals is important. I am going to pause for a second to take a short break while you listen to information regarding willpower and encouragement. It is all a matter of learning new behaviors. And please remember, it is easier to build strong minds than to repair injured people. What I said is a modification of a quote by Frederick Douglass. He said, "It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." Now for my break.
What we need to focus on now is bringing positive energy into the world. The energy that we project every day is the same energy that we get back. We've all seen those people that can walk into a room and they glow. People want to be around them. People feel better being in their presence. That's the energy that we need to create. And once we learn how to do this, our life will be filled with greatness. We will attract that positive energy. And how we do this is by changing our outlook, leading every day with gratitude, thankfulness, optimism. And once you do this, you will see the change. I want you to take a moment and close your eyes. Think about everything positive in your life. Family, friends, a career, your faith. All of this is how you start your day. Every morning you wake up, I want you to think about what is positive in your life. I want you to list 10 reasons of why your life is amazing. And once you do this, you will see the change. You will be the change. you will begin to attract life's blessings. Lead with gratitude. Be thankful. And think positive. Life is too short for you to be unhappy. Life is too short for you to surround yourself with anything but positivity. And that's what we need to talk about now, dealing with toxic people. Now, we can't change all of our relationships, but we can change some. Some of us might come from families that are not supportive, and some of us come from families and have friends that are very supportive. And that's what we need to figure out now. Who is helping you? Who truly supports you as a person? Who wishes you all the success in the world? Those are the people you need to be around. Those are the people you need to stay connected with. I want you to think about 5 people that you talk to or hang out with the most. Of those 5 people, how many of them are positive influences on your life? How many of those people are helping you build the foundation to your success? And for the people who are not, are you willing to cut them out of your life? Is it worth having people around you that don't believe in you? Positive thoughts attract positive outcomes. And until you can change who you let around you and how much they influence you, you will continue down the same path. But the time is now. You can no longer let negative influences impact your goals. Your new chapter starts right now. Think about the positive people. Think about building with them, connecting with them, because they will be the positive influence that you need to help succeed in your life. They will be the driving force for you to live your best life. Having a goal or a plan to accomplish something isn't enough. You need to dig deeper than that. You need to tap into your subconscious to begin to reprogram your mind. And you do this through positive affirmations. Short statements that you repeat every day, regardless of your goal, how big or little. Whether your goal is to make more money, be a better boyfriend or girlfriend, or find a better job, whatever your goal is, you need to come up with short, positive statements about that goal and repeat it each morning. Start by doing this for 5 minutes. And once you begin to do this, you will start to see how the subconscious and conscious mind can work together. You have the potential to do amazing things. And through positive affirmations, you start to build that confidence. Think of all the goals that you've made in the past. Think about the mindset you were in at that moment. It was one of confidence and control. I will be successful in my job. I will make my next promotion. I will meet the love of my life. These are words of affirmation. Now tell me, what are your words? think one thing we can all agree on is how important it is to find time in your life to grow with your personal development, your hobbies, with your profession, to step outside of your routine to explore. We cannot grow. We cannot expect change unless we are willing to try something new. And that's what I want you to focus on right now. Are you willing to step outside of your comfort zone? Are you willing to try something new regardless of the outcome? Because even when you try and you might not succeed, you still grow from the experience. That's what life is about. Being comfortable even when you're not comfortable. And I promise you, once you start to take those chances, you will begin to attract new opportunities into your life. But trust me, this step is never easy. But what you need to focus on is the end result. Are you content with staying the same, or are you looking for growth? Are you looking for change? Are you looking for opportunity? If you are, this is how you do it. You need to grow.
The following is the very first sermon I preached. If you are sick and tired of your life, you need to change rather than resigning yourself to the way things are. Change is not fun, but it can be done if the desire is there. There is no law that says you must remain unhappy, nor is there a law that says you must accept your plight in life. Why should you taste defeat every day of your life? Thousands of women open businesses or return to college every year seeking their dream. Why not you? Why should you live in substandard housing, wallowing in the muck and mire of sexual depravity because of your lack of knowledge? You need to take hold of your life and ask yourself, where am I going? Indeed, life is not fair, and it has many twists and turns, yet you do not have to smoke marijuana, commit adultery, or drink alcohol just to feel alive or to feel equal to others. You can win. You just have to change the way you think. You're not going to find a solution to your problems at a bar or by having sex with every man you meet. Most women spend their life filled with jealousy and envy. These emotions run rapid in their lives. You are delusional to believe that you can be a better wife to your boyfriend than his own wife. Your boyfriend is not breaking a sweat trying to divorce his wife. Women plot and plan how to go to bed with their best girlfriend's husband. They fantasize about their daughter's husband. They plot and plan at work to get a black woman fired. You minimize a person's self-worth with your cattiness and jokes. You grin in a white woman's face and you stab a black woman in the back. You exalt the white because she's better than you, and you demean the black because she's beneath you. Your mind is still bound by slavery. You say to yourself, she can't be better than me. She's black and I'm black. We must be equal. A white person can lead you anywhere, but a black woman preaching on the street can't get your attention unless she says, let's go to the bar. Can't compliment a black woman without frothing at the mouth. You will walk a mile to keep from supporting her business, and Lord, do not let her derriere be bigger than yours. Then you want to kill the woman on the spot. You pray, Lord, do not let my boyfriend see her butt. One can smell the fear on you. The truth, however, awful, can never be as bad as one's own imagination. Of this character lack the courage to accomplish life on their own terms, so they gossip and spend thousands and thousands of hate-filled hours talking about other women, jabbering away about nothing. Didn't your grandmother tell you to stop talking so much? It will make people hate you. Examine your conversation throughout the day. What have you accomplished by talking? Is your child better fed? Is there no tangible consequence to your talking? What did you accomplish? Nothing, which means you are living an aimless life. Join our discussion group and become a woman of courage. Learn how to read and to problem solve. Take your life in your own hand. Restore your faith. Learn to encourage yourself, to face your fears, and to reduce your anxiety. If you are in trouble, you need to change. There are moments in life when all you have to do or all you have to be to encourage is to make it through the day. We have problems at work, problems with our spouse, and problems with our children, and problems with our bills that weigh us down and we don't know which way to turn. Yet, regardless of the circumstances, you must fight lest you die without being noticed. You must condition your mind to fight. This conditioning cannot take place in a bar or in the bed with your lover. You are wearing out your vagina looking for someone to love you. Why are you risking damnation for a romp in the hay? Learn to love yourself. A man can't fill that hole in your heart. You have to do it yourself. You will be happier. The poverty in our community causes despair, anger, hatred, fear, then death. Your children cannot continue to live in these conditions. Tradition must give way to bold new ideas and actions. As women, we must take a leadership role and change the circumstances of our life, giving recognition to the importance of our children. Your children do not feel important when they see you lying in bed with their friend's mother leave for work. That's right, when their friend's mother go to work, but they see you lying in bed not going to work for them, how do you think your children feel? Children do not feel important watching you and your boyfriend smoke a joint while lying in bed. Your children do not feel important when you fail to take them to school every morning because you're too tired from partying the night before. Your children do not feel important when you constantly bring unrelated males into the home who fondle them and groom them to be prostitutes. Your children do not feel important when you fail to teach them to read. They definitely do not feel important when there is no toilet tissue in the home because you had to buy your husband or your boyfriend a new suit to wear. Or your child eats chicken feet because your boyfriend has to have the breast. Finally, your children do not feel important when you lie, cheat, and steal right in front of them. Children know the truth when they see it. Do not let your problems define you. You think you can even the playing field with your vagina instead of picking up a book and reading it. You have spent your entire life trying to solve your problems with your vagina. It hasn't worked. Using your vagina to solve your problems will never work. Yet you keep disrespecting yourself over and over again. When are you going to learn the vagina is not a money maker? That is a stupid phrase spoken by stupid women. Why do you choose to be a $2 whore upsetting your son? Develop your brain, then you will have respect and money. Admit your transgressions and shortcomings, then turn your life around. Change. Become part of the women and children's discussion group. If you are not ready to die, then you need to change, which means you need to start reading. Do not say you love your children and you refuse to change. Your child's destiny depends on your ability to compete, and you cannot compete if you cannot read or do not read. Do not say you love your child and you're wearing false nails, yet your child cannot read. Do not say you love your child when you purchase a bag of weed for the weekend and smoke with your lover, yet your child cannot read. You need to pay for a tutor. Not say you love your child when you're not working to bring your child out of poverty by learning to read. Do not say you love your child and you while away your time gossiping and demeaning other black women instead of attending to your mental health. You gossip to stimulate yourself, to fight anxiety, to fill the void in your life. Why not try your hand at creating? That's what God did. Spend time tending to your garden, which God gave you, and that's your family. Do not say you love your child because children know when they are loved. Love is found through action. Become a woman of courage instead of walking around pretending to be someone. Pick up a book, pen, and paper and become somebody. Journey True became the first black suffragist. She overcame rape and slavery to be somebody. For your information, the Birmingham bus boycott was started and sustained by women. The men came later. Women have always been the first to fight. The reason why you do not know this is because you do not read. Email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com for the dates and times for our discussion. If you do not want your children defined by poverty and ignorance, you need to change. Otherwise, prison or prostitution awaits them.
Every year, thousands of books are written on how to achieve our dreams, how to live a happier life, or make a lot of money. Yet, the number of people living unhappy lives keeps going up. People living a life of uncertainty, a life of despair. What could be the problem? Were the books lying about these promises, or were people not practicing what they read? You see, the truth is that most times we know exactly what we want out of life, and we often know how to get there. So, what is the missing link? It's the courage to take that first step, to go from where we are right now to the life of freedom and fulfillment we so much desire. We must first leave our comfort zone, and it takes courage to make that move. And that is exactly where all those books failed. They tell you what you should do, but can't get you to take that first step. A wise man once said, "Without courage, you can't leave your comfort zone. If you don't leave your comfort zone, you can't grow. If you can't grow, you can't be your best. And if you can't be your best, you can't be happy." Twice a month, on Saturday, I meet with my listeners for a discussion about issues affecting women. Join us. For dates, times, and directions, you can reach us at murderedvoices@gmail.com. Stop thinking there's nothing you can do to change the world. Your life is important. For more information on our books or subjects discussed, email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com.
Thank you for listening to Women of Courage.